welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I'm Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the United States. I have a fun card today. I'm going to be playing with the new punch. I made the hexagon, heartfelt hexagon punch shape. Make some shapes from the them bones and make a cute Halloween card. So, welcome. Let's go move the down. Hopefully everything is good. It's down. Oops. Look at that. Just this. Oh, it looks good. Right there, I thought it was upside down. Go. Put that all the way in. Hi. Welcome. Okay, so I hope everybody has been enjoying the our new September through December holiday catalog. I know there's a couple of the things that have been selling out. We just had that fabulous 3 days of free shipping, so hopefully everyone got a chance to get in some supplies. I'm going to make a Halloween card today with things that are still available. So we're going to be using the Them Bones paper. I love this paper. It is fabulous. All those gorgeous skeletons and super cute. I love the little kitty cats and the little puppy skeleton that match the Them Bones stamp set. We are going to be using some of the images from the stamp set in today's card. We're going to be making this one right here. So I do the I'm trying to get it so it doesn't. It's almost like it's a little blurry right there. Like my camera's not. Can't tell if it's the camera. It's making it blurry. Oh, well, I guess it looks better over there. Okay, there we go. Anyway, the Global Design Project. This week's challenge is patterns, and I wanted to play with the hexagon. So I've actually punched out a bunch of these little shapes, and then put them on my card to make them fit. I actually played with it beforehand and took a picture and then printed it out so I could recreate it. I found that was the hardest part, was trying to figure it out. It's that puzzle of putting the first thing down first. But I love the different patterns in this paper, and so I just wanted to play a little bit. So I actually, of course, have been using, on most of my projects, I actually have been using all three of our Halloween, Stampin' Up's Halloween stamp sets. The Pick of the Patch, it has a punch that matches. The Bag of Bones, it has that fabulous set of dies. And the Tricks and Treats, which also has some great dies. That has this little, the little gravestones, and these bats are actually what I used on this card too, right here in the corner. And then, of course, I love that Happy Halloween, which is why I just keep coming back to that sentiment. I just really love the mix of the fonts for the Happy Halloween, and then it's a little bit smaller. There's a really great Happy Halloween in Bag of Bones, but it's much bigger. We've got a fun Trick or Treat in the Tricks or Treats, as well as we have it in one of the other stamp sets. But if you look in the catalog, usually it's towards the back. We have all of the fabulous Halloween stuff. You can find the Them Bones suite in the new catalog on page, what is that, 48. Now, unfortunately, the bats are glow-in-the-dark bats, and ghosts have sold out, and we won't be getting more on that. But we did get more of the glow-in-the-dark paper in, which is so much fun. I love that glow-in-the-dark paper. It embosses. You can emboss on it. So nice. Look at that. All those dies are so fabulous. But I love this designer series paper. It has the colors in this designer series paper is Pumpkin Pie, Cajun Craze, Starry Night, and Basic Black. And we're actually going to make, for our card today, we're going to be using Pumpkin Pie. So I'm making a book fold, which I don't do as often. I really love the upfold. This is like a standard book fold, so it's the 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I've cut it at the 8.5 by 5.5, and then scored at 4.25 to make our book fold. And this is in the Pumpkin Pie. This is I've got a basic white insert. It's 5 1/8 and 3 7/8, which is my basic inside that I usually do on all of them. I've got a basic black front panel layer, and this is at the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, just like 1/8 down. I just really like that layering. And then I did them bones. I use this really cool. So this has got like the boo and eek. This is actually that one, the front panel that has, I actually used the same sheet, I think the last time I was live here, that has all of the little front pieces. This one right here has like all these front pieces. And this is one of the ones that are, it's down here. Right, it's got the cute boo and eek on the back. And so I've just cut that. I did get a punch. I did punch some of this paper out. It's so fun. This paper is super fun to play with. So anyway, I made that, and that's a 4 by 5 1/4. But because I'm making it a book fold and I want it to be horizontal, I've got the it's the 5 1/4 this way, so that it goes with the horizontally, so that the script goes the right way. So keep that in mind. I did use my nested essentials dies. I already die cut them out. I used the second smallest of the banner dies. And I need a black one and a white one, so basic black and a basic white. And then what we're going to do to make it like this, we're just going to cut it in half, because I didn't want to have too big of a layer. I definitely wanted to layer around the white, but I did not want it to be really huge, so it covers up too much of our pattern that we made with our hexagons, as well as the pattern paper. So I wanted it about that size, and so you can give it a border by just adding it on the edge by cutting it in half. So that's kind of a fun way to use our dies. So we'll need a stamp on that. And then I tried to get these like in order. Oh my gosh, I think the hardest part is just go through your scraps, or any, this is kind of a fun way to use this punch, where you just go through. I just went through and punched out pieces that I liked. Right, you just have to decide if you want, like the ones that have the pattern paper, if you want to get the skeleton on a specific side. Just make sure that when you're punching out, you know which way you want it to go. Like, so I'm putting them together this way. But if we were going to put the hexagons together this way, then you would punch out your paper that way. So just make sure when you're using your punch, you're punching the way you want your pattern paper to lay. So just keep that in mind, so that you don't want to waste any of your paper. If you're just using scraps, I guess it doesn't matter as much, but when you're using that pretty pattern paper, you want to make sure you go in the right direction. So I'm actually going to start with just using my piece of Demonstrator's paper, the front panel of them bones. That's the 4 and the 5 1/4. And then I'm going to put all of my pieces on there, and you want to lay them out, of course, the way you had first. And then if you're like me and can't remember when you glue them down, I actually take a picture, and you don't need to print it out clearly. You can just look it out on your phone. But because I was going live, I wanted to make sure that I could still see it. So let's see. I've got, check my comments, see if, I thought I was going to check to see if the sound works. So I'll check back that. And if I don't catch you, I have to rearrange stuff so I can see the comment. So if I don't get your comment, if you're watching me live, I always go back and check all the comments and try to answer any questions that anybody has. Okay, so I can set those back. All right, so now that you've punched out a bunch of fun things, like this Heartfelt Hexagon is an online exclusive, so you can only find it in my online store. It's not like in a publication. So when we say online exclusives, it means it's not in a publication. Stampin' Up is doing these fabulous online exclusives. We've got another set that's coming out on the 7th. And I actually have some of the new products that I might go on a little later and show you guys. So many cute stuff. But this also has a stamp set, so this is in a bundle. We used it during World Card Making Day, and if you missed our World Card Making Day event, you can watch the replay. So if you've registered, then it's really easy. You can just go back into your email and click the link and then hit the watch. I'll have the link in this video's description so that you can find it again too. But they actually made some super cute projects with this stamp set and punch. Okay, so now that I've punched a bunch of these out, I'm looking at the way I had it before. So I found that the first thing I need to do is kind of lay out how I want it to be, and then make sure I've glue it down first before like how it's gonna go. Because last time, so for this one, I originally wanted to put the kitty here and put this one here, but then when I realized when I punched it, I didn't leave enough and the cat's tail was coming off, so I didn't like that. So that's why I moved it. So it's definitely best to like do it a couple times when you're making these shapes. I mean, I don't know if you're really good at puzzles. I'm actually not as good at puzzles as I thought I was. But we're going to glue them on, and one of the reasons why we're not gluing it on to the black is because after we glue these on, we're going to just trim them off. It's easier to do that before you add it on anything. And so, let's see. I liked this one here, and I love the kitty cat. So I use the white kitty cat on this one. And this is that designer series paper piece that has the big skeletons. So we have that piece that has the big skeletons. So if you don't want the kitty cat and you want the dog, look at that cute dog, right? And that's, you just punch them out. You can see I punched out a couple of those pieces. And then this is the one that has a little skeleton. So this designer series paper pack is pretty fun. Like, it's got some nice variety of pieces. Okay, so I think that one I didn't end up using. Okay, so now as you can see, I've got this on. I think I wanted to pull my kitty cat over to kind of cut off the extra part of the skeleton that doesn't show, right? So then I can move this down. You can see how I want it to go. Yeah, like that. And then this one's going to go right here like this. And then this one's just going to have that little bitty piece right here. So it's not a lot, but that's the only thing I'm trying to get it to hook on. Just like that. So I think I want to make that a bit higher. Okay. So now once you figure out how you want it, you want your thing to lay. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Might have gotten too wide there. Then you can start gluing stuff down, right? So I'm going to start, this is the one that I think I want to make sure I don't cut off his head. So I want to make sure that I've got that on there. And I want it to be flush on that side. So I've added some glue. I didn't add the glue to the very top because we are going to cut that part off. But, yeah, so I want to make sure, because he's the one piece that I don't, right, that I don't want to accidentally, set it so it doesn't knit. So that's why I'm going to start with this piece first. And then I'll add these two pieces, and then I'll do the edges pieces next. Right, so this one I want to make sure I do the cat and kind of cutting off the edge. You can see that when I've decided to do it, it's going to actually cut most of that other skeleton off. So it just shows the cat. And then I love this pattern. I think I've used this one up the most. It's definitely when I had to get multiple pieces of this, multiple packs of this designer series paper, because I love this one pattern piece. That pattern, that is really a fabulous plaid. Really, really like it. Okay, and I'm going to put this one in the middle. This is kind of fun. I don't do these that often, with your punches, you can totally use your punches in your designer series paper this way to kind of create a fun, different piece. Now this one I don't have a lot. I really like this one because this is one I used before, and you can use it. These the bones you can do it either way, which is nice because otherwise you're wasting a lot trying to get it the right direction. Because I want it to be flush on that side, so I need to do it. Okay, and then add. Of course, I've got it not 100%. It's not 100% lined up, but I think that's okay. You're never going to get 100% lined up. But okay, so then, ooh, now I've got it stuck to my paper. Should have used my craft mat. That is like the best part about using a craft mat. Is that if your glue gets stuck, it gets stuck to that surface that you can totally cut off. Versus now I've got it on my paper. I'll probably turn this around because otherwise it's always going to set my stuff in it all the time. Okay, so now that I've got it on the way I like it and glued, then I'm going to get my paper snips and then cut off the edges. So I'm just going to cut it off. Be careful because my glue, if you're doing it, if you've got like me, you get a lot of glue everywhere. It's kind of a pain. Get glue on all the things. I like glue. It really gives you that few seconds to maneuver it, but man, it does then get everywhere. I'll need to make sure I clean my scissors. I wanted to use my good scissors so I can get a nice, crisp cut off here, but I will now have glue on my scissors, so I'll need to clean them off. Get all the glue off so I can still fussy cut. I do love our paper snips. Okay, so there we go. Oh, I got that done. So that's like the hardest part right there, right, is doing that. This little bit. Like I said, I even made a cheat sheet. For me, that is harder. And there's like so many. Like I could have used this one that's got the gravestones. And if you save your little pieces, you don't do too crazy with the glue. You can always just turn it around on these ones that you could do more than one direction. And then put those on and use those if you're going to make more than one of these kind of cards. So that's kind of fun also to do. Okay, so now because I got glue all over this, let me move this. Let me turn this around. Like that. Get that sticky up. I had my, one of the things you can do with your embossing buddy, that powder, is you can add it to the gluey spots to make it not gluey. I'm just going to turn this over for right now. That way it's not, I don't get the glue all over everything, right? Okay, so let me pull this back up. I'm going to move this up here. Oh my gosh. So I hope everybody is having a great Thursday. I can't believe it's already Thursday. We have a wedding tomorrow, which we're all very excited about. And so it's been kind of one of those weeks where we're trying to get ready for stuff. It's been hard. It just goes by so quick, right? The week just flies by, especially when you know you have something you're doing. Okay, so now that I've got that cut down, I'm going to glue it onto this basic black cardstock panel. And yeah, no, I love these patterns. The colors are very fall. And this kind of a card would look good with a bunch of other, if we can ever get that All About Autumn back in. I think it was like, it was only like 5 hours. It wasn't for very long. I had it in my cart and did not get enough, a couple packs I had wanted to get because I did not order right away for that All About Autumn designer series paper. But we're getting more of it in, which is awesome. Next time it comes in, I won't wait. I'll be getting it right away. I'm not gonna, I'll know what I want to get for my order as soon as that's available. And make sure you go back to my my Facebook page when that stuff comes in. I post it as soon as I know that it's back in stock. I try to post it there. So if if you need that you're waiting on something specific that's been out of stock, it's going to be back, just let me know, and I will text you or email you when it's back in so you'll know when it is, because unless you check all the time, it's hard to tell exactly when that stuff comes back in. And that when there are products like, I guess we had the same thing with the truck punch, which is still in, I think that one's still in stock. So if you haven't gotten that truck punch and you want it, you can still get it. But with the All About Autumn Designer Series paper, I mean, oh, it's so gorgeous. I need to get some more of it. But that would look really great with using that to making one of these kind of cards. That Designer Series paper. Okay, so there we go. We've put our card front on. Now we can do our stamping. Okay, so we want to put our sentiment like this. So we're going to stamp our Happy Halloween. And like I said, I am just in love with this Happy Halloween from the Pick of the Patch. I mean, it's a great set. I love this set, but I just love that Happy Halloween sentiment. I love that one. It's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to use my Memento Black. And I'm going to stamp that to get it nice and inked up. And then just make sure that you stamp it the direction you want it to go. So like this one, I want it to go this way, so horizontally. So I'm going to stamp it horizontally. And then I'm going to take my the basic black one that I die cut. I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to cut it in half. So you could also cut it lengthways if you wanted it to be the black on that side. But I really like the tail and the edge. So I'm just going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. I do like Stampin' Seal. Although, even though I've gone away from using it with to put my ribbons, to hold my ribbons on, I've been using the my tear and tape, actually, for that. But there's nothing like sticking stuff on the back of your paper and using your Stampin' Seal or your tape runner. I just really like that. So I'm just going to fit it on. And then just keep in mind when you're doing it, you want to try to make it the same, have as much showing. So I've got like that much. I want to make sure I get that much on this side too. So that's about, it's about 1/4 inch on each side, right? So it doesn't go all the way. And then the glue will give you more wiggle room than tape, but because it's such a small piece, I find it doesn't have that much trouble. You just want to make sure you get it on there even. Awesome. I'm going to use my black. I think I glued this one down. I did, didn't I? I glued these down. So if you were going to make, these are great to send in the mail because look, they don't have that much sticking out. So you could put this up on dimensionals. We have those black ones, but I didn't put it on glue. So let me go ahead and do glue. Add some glue. And I made it flush with the black piece. And I have it over, slightly over one of the pattern hexagons. Just like that. Awesome. And then I'm going to stamp a little bit. So I needed some white. I have a little bit of white. Go. Scrap. And I'm just going to stamp the little headstones that are in the Tricks and Treats. Isn't that cute? I'm going to stamp those on some basic white, and then I'm just going to fussy cut it. So I'm going to stamp it in the Memento. Nice and inked in. And going to just... Now this is photopolymer. I have like several layers. Oops. I have several layers, so I don't need the my Stampin' Pierce matte. But whenever you use photopolymer, especially if you're doing a lot of sentiments. Having the photopolymer, using the Stampin' Pierce mat with the photopolymer does help get a nice crisp image. Okay, so now I'm just going to fussy cut these out, and I'm not going to cut them apart. I'm just going to cut them as one. So I'm just going to do it too much. Just like I said, I got these ones wet or gluey. It's the only problem. It's going to change. I have two that I have that are sharp. I've got two that are not. So unfortunately I have my floor's tile, and if you drop them, I use scissors on the tile. If they of course land this way, it does damage the tips. So those the two that I have actually done that with, they are now my ribbon, scissors, or usually cutting up my Stampin' Dimensionals, right, or the glue, usually doing the glue stuff. I didn't do it for this one because I really wanted it to be close without, so I'd like to use that, but that means I'm going to have to clean those scissors. And then you can see I have this one's got the linen thread, this one's got the red, my other ones have different ribbons. That's how I tell which ones are which. So I can grab the ones that that I want to use, so I know which ones have the really good tips, right? Which ones are the new ones. Get that? Because I do love to fussy cut. You can see that? So cute. So cute. So I'm going to glue that down over here to this corner, just like that. And then I'm going to actually stamp on the designer series paper. So let's see if I can zoom in here. I'm letting it. Thing is really having trouble focusing today. My camera is having a little bit of trouble. So I'm just putting that over here in the corner. I thought it looked kind of, I don't know, like it needed something else. And then I was like, oh, these are cute. That is just cute. Kind of add and break it up. And then I'm using these bats, which I love, from the Tricks and Treats also down here. Those are really cute. And so the first set I'm going to actually stamp using my Memento ink. The second time I'm going to stamp them, I'm going to actually just use my Stampin' Right marker. We have a black Stampin' Right marker. And I'm going to use that one so I can get 5 bats. Go. There's 3. But I wanted to add the 2 little ones again down here. You can see I did that. So you can mask them off. That's a great way to use them, or you can use our Stampin' Right markers. You can get this. I think they're like $3. It's not that expensive. They have the new oh wait, this one's the old one. So this is the let's see, I have a new one. There we go. So our old ones have, I mean, it's the same ink formula, but look, this one, well, I guess it is maybe a little different. I'm not sure if the black one changed. I know our other ones changed a little bit, but see how it's got a fine tip? This is what our old ones were, right? It still has the brush tip on the side. Our new ones have this really cool, this bigger nib to it, which is really nice. You see the old one versus the new one. Yeah, they both have the brush tip. And what's awesome is this is also a water-soluble ink, so like our other Stampin' Right markers, so you can use them to actually color on your stamp. I'm just going to use it to add the black. Now when you do this, when you color on the stamp, make sure you huff on it to kind of reactivate the ink, because it does dry out much quicker, right? Because when you're writing and coloring, you want it to dry out quick, right? So when you're stamping, though, you want it to stay a little bit longer. So you need to make sure you huff on it to get it a little bit. So there we go. Now I have 5 bats on my card front. Is that awesome? Okay. So then you can also add, if you want, some Stella. I think I like add a little bit to my skeleton. Here's little eyes to my kitty's eyes, just to get a little sparkle. I do like that. I'll do the rip too. That's very cool, just to add a little bit. I mean, there's like a little star here you could do too, but I think I'm just going to do the kitty eyes and that, so it just has a little bit of sparkle. And then of course I want to add these gems. And these gems, so they weren't, when I checked, they weren't out. The adhesive back sparkle gems, I love these. I think these are some of my favorites. Black and silver, and this is like a copper color. Or it's very similar to like, do you remember champagne rhinestones? So that's kind of that. Now these ones are a little bit, they have a little bit of a height to them, but I just love these. They're so cute. So let me go ahead and add that to my card front. Love these. Another big one down here. So that is awesome. Okay, so there we go. Now we've done our front panel. Isn't that pretty? It's super cute. It's kind of easy. The hardest part is, of course, just figuring out where you want your little pieces to go. Okay, so now let's do the inside. And like I said, I need a basic white. Now, I did do some coloring on, some stamping on the inside. Go ahead and make this big again. So, let's see. Make sure. I just don't want it to set. So my hardest part is I have it setting like this, and then I sometimes set it down so it touches the edge of my chamois, and then it gets my card base wet, and I don't like that. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so this is our basic white inside piece, and it's what is it? 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And so I've already cut up some basic black strips and some of the also the strips for the inside and the back of the card. It's always, I don't want it to be naked. And so for these ones are, the black strips are the 5 1/4 by 3/4, and then the designer series paper is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to add those on, and I use that same blue and ink that matches the main part of the front. But again, I just don't like, I want it to all not be naked, but you could always do any of the colors that you had on the front. Did I not cut this in? Did I not trim them? Let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't trim it. I wanted it to be at 5 1/4. Let's see. Did I not trim my black pieces? Let's see. No, I didn't. It's still at 5 1/2. Let me get out my trimmer. One of the things I did do is I added a piece of washi tape to the back of my trimmer so that I could see the numbers easier on this side. So if you're like, what is that? Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit off this side because I did not get it even with the glue at the time. So now I've got it even. And then I want it to be at 5 1/4. So I want to cut it. Go, so cut it even. Go. And then let's do the other piece of black. When I do that piece of black. And then let's cut that at 5 1/4. That way I'll just have to put the piece of designer series paper in the middle. Okay, move that out of the way. I usually check before I start gluing because I always do that. I always get one of them. Right? That's how that always works. Especially if you're like on camera. Okay. So, come on, I put glue on here so it'll move. It's not wanting to move. I don't have enough glue on that space. So sometimes if you get too much glue on one and not enough on the other, it doesn't want to move as well. There you go. Cool. Let me trim this. My gooey scissors. Got it good. Bien! Okay. And then I can add it to my card front, or my inside card base. This looks like I got something. Did I touch it with my ink? I did. I got a little bit of smudge. You probably can't even see it. So I'm going to put it on the back. So I know if you, sometimes when you cut your cardstock, especially if you either have a brand new, your blade is also, like, if it's super sharp and you've gone too thick, or if it's starting to go dull, you can sometimes really leave an edge. So just use your bone folder to edge it out. And then if you get, like, I had to change my cutting blade, you can just use, this is my glue eraser, and it kind of smooths out the edge, so where it seems to, like, fray. There we go. So that way I have it nice on that side. And I'm going to go ahead and add my strip to the inside. Make sure I've got it the right direction, because there is an upside and downside. I need to set it upside down, right? And then I wanted to add the inside. Let's see what I've got. I'm going to put my kitty cat, because I used my kitty cat on the front. I'm going to do him in black. And then add the bats. I think I like the bats. So I'm going to put my kitty right here. He's so cute. I love this kitty. And then here's the bats. Just add that. Stamp those on there. I need to go off camera right there. I need to, somehow my camera got moved back a little bit. I need to make sure I move it again. Try to play with it a little bit before we went live to get it so it was centered right. But so the I'm also going to use the Eat, Shriek, and Be Scary, and that's from the Bag of Bones stamp set, where the kitty cat's from. And again, the bats are from the Tricks and Treats. And I'm just going to put that on there. Just like that. And use my chamois to clean that off. Close that up. Okay, and then I can add that to the inside of my card. And then we can do the back, because I don't want it to be naked. So let me get some glue on there. Glue is almost out on this one. Right now, I think it just got clogged a little bit. There we go. I love this glue, but I've been having trouble. I don't have the strength that I used to have. Squish it out sometimes. Squeeze it hard enough. There we go. Oh, so cute. And then I wanted to add a Wink of Stella to my kitty's eye again for sparkle, even on the inside. And then on the back, I think I'm just going to put, I go put the other piece of, got glue everywhere. The black. And I don't always put the designer shirts paper, but because it's orange, I wanted it to stand out. So that's why I backed it with a piece of black cardstock, because it would just get washed. So if I had used one of these other colors, maybe, but I kind of wanted to just keep with that same base. So I just put it on the black, because I have it on the black here too. Just to kind of keep that. Oh, I didn't get, let's see. So get that in the center on my back, so that my back of my card's not naked. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my stamp set. So I like to stamp the same sentiment I stamped on the inside. So I'm going to do my Eat, Shriek, and Be Scary at the top. And then I do my, oh, I moved them over here, didn't I? Let's see. What did I do with the, here it is right here. Okay, so I was putting these in here to try to keep them from getting all icky, but this is the Stampin' Up logo, and the Stampin' Up logo is from the Stamped with Love that's in the annual catalog. So I'm going to put that, my Stampin' Up logo. It's not done unless you have that. And then one of the things I did get new was I did get my own logo, and it just has my name and my website address. So I'm going to do that right above. Just cute. So I got one that's small, matches. And then I've got a tiny bit of room there, not a lot of room. So, but I am going to do the bats, I think. These little bats are super cute. So I'm just going to add those just like that. So now I've got a lot on my back, which I love. And of course, if I'm going to do my card, we also have fabulous envelopes. Medium white envelopes fit our projects nice. So on this one, I think I will stamp the kitty cat and the bats. I think I'll stamp on my card front. So that cat. Why I'm having trouble getting everything in the right place today. And then bats. And then I'll turn it around and do the cat in the back as well. And then the bats. And on this side, I will do Happy Halloween. Just like that. So don't neglect your envelopes. I love our envelopes. So they're nice quality. And then when I usually am sending them, so if you're one of my customers, you know that usually when I send you a thank you card, I leave it blank on the inside so you can reuse it. But I usually send it in our clear envelopes, and you can also order these in our in the online store. And so I actually put the postage and the labels on the plastic. I'm pretty sure I showed before how you can just use a piece of paper and then just slide that paper in the inside if you don't have labels, so you can handwrite still. But that way it keeps everything all pretty and nice when you send it across country, or if you're sending it even across the city when you're sending it. It's nice. So I hope you guys are super cute. And this is for the GDP 415, the Global Design Project. Their theme this week is patterns. So that's what I was going to use, these pretty patterns. So I made fun Halloween. I love this designer series paper. Right, we've got 2 more weeks till Halloween. This one is pretty easy. You guys can make these to send these out. They're pretty. They don't have I didn't put that many. I didn't put any Stampin' Dimensionals on there, so they should mail really easily. And yeah, super cute. So I hope you guys liked today's card. I do have a few announcements. I know I mentioned the World Card Making Day. You guys can still get that. I'll have that information in the description, because you can still watch those videos until the 31st of October. But let's see, we just started our new paper pumpkin. So this month's paper pumpkin will match last month's. This month's paper pumpkin will match last month's. And it is a treat package, which a lot of people are not always into treat packages, even though the stamp sets match. Oh my gosh, there's a puppy dog we saw in this one. I'm very excited about it. But we also have, for those that don't like treat packages, that want cards, you can use the elements from that kit. And these cards, they have a card add-on. It's like $14 in US. You do need a paper pumpkin subscriber to get them, but these are the real red. I'm really excited because they will match the colors that are in our the Berry Christmas and a Walk in the Forest designer series paper. I think I'm going to be using these to make cards, but these are bigger. They are not 4 1/4 by 5 is it 5 1/2, 4 1/4? These are 7. I think they're 7 inches. So I think these are a much bigger card. But you can find that information on my website or in my online store. But these are the add-ons, like it's $14 for like 20 cards and envelopes, and these beautiful striped envelopes. So the real red that match. They're awesome. And it's that same pattern. If you can see that pattern there, it's on the front and the back. So you can always even cut that in half and make 40 cards, but you would need more envelopes. It's a gorgeous set. So those are the new add-ons to match our paper pumpkin, and you have until November 10th to get the warm wishes set. And if you missed or want more refills of last month's kit, we should have refills out. If there's refills, they'll be out next week, probably, or week after next. So it's usually after the 20th. Also, it's always a great time to join Stampin' Up, but right now we're having a deal in October until the 31st. For their 30th anniversary, we're having a 35% off or 35% more, which means our starter kit is usually $99, and you get $125 worth of product that you could choose with free shipping and a bunch of extras. Well, now you can get it for 35% off that price. I think it's like $69. I can't remember the exact amount, but you get a 30% off that $99 to get the $125. So you save that way, or you can pay the $99 and get 35% more products. So you'll find all the details about that promotion. I mean, I'd love to have you join my team. We're always having a good time. But you can find all that information on my website, and I will, of course, have that information in the body of this video. So I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope you liked our quick and fun pattern using that new punch. I haven't only gotten to play with a little bit. And the fabulous Them Bones paper. Especially, it's a great way to use some of that paper up if you still have a bunch and you want to send some quick cards, but you don't want to you want to use that before Halloween, which is only a couple of weeks away. I cannot believe we're already in the middle of October. Today is the 12th. I know. It's crazy, right? Time just goes by so quick. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Happy crafting. Bye, guys.